You think your mechanic is always playing it straight with you when you bring your car into the shop. Let me tell you right now, there are maintenance secrets they really do not want you to know, because these little details could save you hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars in unnecessary repair bills and keep your ride running smooth for well over a decade. Go and share some genuinely surprising truths that will completely change how you treat your car. Every single thing we talk about builds on the last, but there is one specific habit I guarantee you are doing at the gas station that is quietly destroying a very expensive system in your vehicle. It is the difference between a reliable daily driver and being stranded on the side of the highway with a blown budget. Let us start with the check engine light. We've all felt that sinking feeling when that little yellow light pops up on the dash. Most people panic and immediately drive straight to the dealership or local independent shop. They hook up a computer, tell you a sensor is bad, and hand you a bill for a diagnostic fee that usually runs around $150 before they even touch a single wrench. Here is the reality. You can diagnose those issues yourself with a next-generation OBD2 scanner. These handy little tools cost around $30 to $40, and they work on literally every single vehicle manufactured since 1996. You just reach under your dashboard, plug it into the OBD2 port, and pair it with your smartphone via Bluetooth. Instantly, you get the exact same fault code the professional technicians see in their bays. Whether it is a loose gas cap throwing in a VAP leak code, a failing oxygen sensor causing a rich fuel mixture, or a dying mass airflow sensor, putting the diagnostic power back in your own hands saves you a massive amount of time. It absolutely prevents shady shops from selling you complex engine repairs when all you needed was a $10 replacement relay. If you want to keep saving money and learning how to actually understand what your vehicle is telling you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now so we can keep bringing you these straightforward, no-nonsense garage tips. Now let us talk about the lifeblood of your car, the engine oil and transmission fluid. If you are putting serious miles on your vehicle every single day, it absolutely needs extra attention. Dealerships love to talk about lifetime transmission fluid to make their maintenance schedules look cheaper. Do not buy into that myth. Whether you are hauling heavy gear in an F-150 or pushing an E90 through canyon roads, your transmission fluid takes a massive beating from extreme friction and heat. If you want your automatic transmission to survive without a catastrophic failure that requires a $4,000 rebuild, you need to change that fluid. Most manufacturers suggest intervals around 30,000 to 60,000 miles. But if you are constantly stuck in stop and go traffic where the torque converter is constantly slipping and generating heat, or you are towing, you really need to consider dropping that transmission pan and changing the fluid much sooner. Clean transmission fluid prevents the internal clutch packs from slipping and keeps those gear shifts feeling incredibly crisp. As for engine oil, always opt for a high-quality full synthetic. It resists thermal breakdown much better than conventional oil and handles the extreme temperatures of modern engines without turning into thick sludge. Depending on how aggressive your driving style is, you want to change it every 5,000 to 7,500 miles. If your daily commute is mostly highway driving where the engine gets fully up to normal operating temperature, you can push it closer to that 7,500-mile mark safely. Speaking of fluids, there is one critical maintenance item almost everyone ignores until it is way too late, and that is your brake fluid. Mechanics love when you ignore this because it leads to replacing expensive seized calipers and ruined master cylinders. Down the line, standard .3 and .4 brake fluids are hygroscopic. That is a technical way of saying the fluid actively absorbs moisture directly from the air over time through microscopic pores in the rubber brake hoses. When water mixes with your brake fluid, it dramatically lowers the boiling point of the entire system. So imagine you are driving down a steep mountain road, riding the brakes to control your speed. The friction generates massive amounts of heat, pushing the caliper temperatures well past 400 degrees Fahrenheit. The water trapped in the fluid boils, turns into steam, and because gas is compressible while liquid is not, your brake pedal suddenly goes straight to the floor with zero stopping power. It is terrifying. Not only that, but that trapped moisture rusts your steel brake lines and internal ABS pump components from the inside out. You should be flushing your brake fluid completely every 2 years, regardless of how many miles you have driven. It is a cheap preventative measure that keeps your braking system sharp, responsive, and most importantly, safe. We are about to get into a critical ignition issue that causes heavy engine damage and robs you of horsepower. But before I reveal the exact fix that will restore your engine performance, make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you do not miss any of our upcoming deep dives into mechanical diagnostics. Let us move on to how you can squeeze more power and efficiency out of your engine, simply by paying attention to your spark plugs. These little ceramic and metal components are absolutely essential because they ignite the highly pressurized air and fuel mixture inside your engine cylinders thousands of times every single minute. They are directly responsible for the violent combustion event that physically moves your car down the road. Modern vehicles usually come equipped with iridium or platinum spark plugs from the factory, and the official maintenance schedule might tell you they are good for up to 100,000 miles. Do not wait that exact mileage marker to check them. You need to inspect them periodically. Pull an ignition coil off, remove a spark plug, and look closely at the firing tip. You are checking for worn-down electrodes, heavy black carbon buildup, or white ash deposits from burning oil. If the gap between the center and ground electrodes has widened from thousands of miles of electrical wear, your ignition coil has to work overtime to build enough voltage to jump that larger gap. This excessive strain leads to premature coil failure, engine misfires, sluggish acceleration, and a really noticeable drop in your MPG. If your engine idles rough, shakes at stoplights, or hesitates when you step hard on the gas pedal, swap them out immediately. Always use the exact type of plug specified in your owner manual. Fresh spark plugs give you a much cleaner burn, noticeably better fuel economy, a buttery smooth idle, and they protect your expensive catalytic converter from being destroyed by unburned raw fuel dumping into the exhaust system. Another component that quietly fails on you is the main 12-volt car battery. People assume car batteries only age when they are actively being used to start the engine. The truth is, car batteries actually lose their lifespan while just sitting on a store shelf doing absolutely nothing. They do not last forever, even if they have never been installed in a vehicle. The second that heavy plastic case is filled with sulfuric acid at the manufacturing plant, the clock starts ticking on its chemical life. The lead plates inside immediately begin to degrade. Before you buy a new battery, you have to check the manufacturing date sticker. It is usually a small round sticker on the top casing with a letter and a number. For example, A stands for January, B for February, and the number represents the year. A good rule of thumb for the best possible cold cranking amps and overall performance is to pick a battery that is no more than 1 or 2 months old. Stay far away from the big box auto parts stores where batteries might sit gathering dust in the back storage room for 6 or 8 months. Go to a high-volume dealer where the stock turns over quickly. And here is a trick the seasoned professionals use. Before you bolt that brand new battery into your car, hook it up to a smart trickle-charge jar in your garage for a couple of hours. This conditions the chemical reaction inside the cells and ensures it goes into your vehicle at 100% maximum capacity. Finally, clean your battery terminals and the cable clamps with a wire brush until the raw lid is bright and shiny. Corroded connection can easily mimic a dead starter motor or a failing alternator, potentially costing you hundreds of dollars in fake diagnostic fees from a mechanic who just wiped the terminals clean and charged you for a new starter. You also need to stop ignoring your tire pressure and uneven tread wear. Tires are literally the only thing connecting your 2-ton machine to the pavement, yet people drive around on chronically underinflated rubber every single day. Driving with tire pressures that are just 5 psi too low creates massive rolling resistance. This forces your engine to work much harder to maintain speed and instantly ruins your highway MPG. It also causes the outer shoulders of the tire tread to wear out completely bare, meaning you will be dropping $1,000 or more on a brand new set of tires way sooner than you should have to. Always check your tire pressure when the tires are completely cold, right in the morning before you drive anywhere. Hot air expands rapidly, so checking your pressure after a long drive on the highway will give you a false high reading. Look at the tire information placard located on the inside of your driver's side door jamb for the correct PSI, not the maximum pressure rating stamped on the sidewall of the tire itself. Proper inflation protects your expensive aluminum wheels from pothole damage, saves your suspension ball joints from excessive impact harshness, prevents dangerous hydroplaning in heavy rain, and ensures your car actually stops straight and true when you slam on the brakes in an emergency. Now let us address the magic potions lining the shelves at every auto parts store. I am talking about aftermarket fuel additives. They package these things in bright, flashy bottles, promising to fix every engine problem you have ever had, boost your horsepower, and clean your entire engine block overnight. Let us clear the air right now. For the vast majority of modern gasoline engines on the road today, the premium or regular unleaded fuel you buy at the pump already contains all the federally mandated detergents and additives your car needs to run cleanly. Modern synthetic engine oils are also engineered with highly advanced anti-wear chemicals straight from the refinery. Save your hard-earned cash and just stick to your regular oil change schedule using quality filters. However, there is a major catch. Not all additives are a complete waste of money. If you drive a heavy-duty diesel truck, anti-gel additives and cetane boosters are not just useful, they are practically mandatory, especially when the ambient temperature drops well below freezing. Diesel mechanics rely heavily on these specific chemicals to keep the thick diesel fuel flowing through the lines and to prevent the ultra-high pressure fuel injectors from clogging up with soot. For gasoline engines, the story changes if you have an older car with a carburetor or a modern engine featuring gasoline direct injection. GDI engines are notorious for suffering from severe carbon buildup on the back of the intake valves because fuel never washes over them. Products heavily formulated with PEA like Tecron or Seafoam can actually help dissolve sticky carbon deposits on your intake valves and pistons, which is an absolute lifesaver if you are keeping a classic E46 chassis running strong or trying to smooth out a rough idle on a high-mileage daily driver. So while your brand new economy car does not need snake oil, older rides and specific engine architectures can genuinely benefit from the right chemistry. It all comes down to knowing exactly what type of fuel delivery system your vehicle is running under the hood. Finally, we arrive at the #1 secret, the absolute worst habit you can have at the gas station that most drivers do without even thinking. Stop overfilling your gas tank. I know the exact feeling. The gas pump clicks off automatically, but you want to squeeze the handle just 1 or 2 more times to round up the dollar amount to a clean number, or you just want to get those last few drops of fuel into the tank before a long road trip. It is incredibly tempting. But that extra squeezing pushes raw liquid gasoline down a ventilation tube that is strictly designed to handle low-pressure fuel vapors. This completely floods your car's evap system, specifically the charcoal canister. This critical emissions component is packed with highly activated charcoal pellets meant to trap harmful gasoline vapors so they do not escape and pollute the air. When you soak that expensive charcoal with raw liquid gas, the pellets degrade and the entire unit gets completely ruined. The system fails to purge. Your check engine light comes on with a gross leak code, and replacing that charcoal canister, the purge valves, and the vent solenoids will easily run you anywhere from $500 to $800 at a dealership. Not to mention, raw fuel vapors will start leaking out of the saturated system, and you will smell strong, dangerous gas fumes every single time you park your car in your enclosed garage. To avoid destroying this sensitive emissions system, simply put the nozzle away the very first time the gas pump handle clicks off automatically. That single click is the mechanical signal that the fuel tank is perfectly full, and the crucial vapor expansion space at the very top of the tank has been safely preserved. These are the core maintenance rules every single car owner needs to memorize and practice. Following these detailed guidelines is not just friendly advice. It is literally the most effective strategy to extend the life of your engine, keep your wallet full, and avoid spending your hard-earned weekends stuck sitting in a mechanic's waiting room reading old. I want to hear from you guys right now. Head down to the comments section, tell me what the current mileage is on your daily driver, and what is the weirdest or most frustrating check engine light code you have ever had to diagnose and deal with. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on the real-world automotive advice that actually keeps your car on the road, money right where it belongs in your pocket.